I left on Tuesday to go to San Antonio with my sister. And I'm looking at the weather, I'm looking at the damage, and I'm like, okay, well, it's time to come back home. And I'm telling you, that was the longest drive back home. And as I got closer to Lake Charles, you could just see the devastation. I mean, it looked like matchsticks, like bombs had just gone off the closer you got to Lake Charles. And even when I came on my street, I had to go around because there were poles everywhere and there was damage everywhere. And my heart just sank. Because the front of my house looked pretty okay, but when you came back here, everything was twisted and fallen, and I think I was in shock. I really, literally was in shock.
I didn't realize it would be this bad, really, truly. I just waited out. But I wouldn't want to go through another one like that, I'll tell you that. Most people that do go through them will tell you the same thing. I ain't going to go through one of those again. It's real scary at times.
My neighbor's pastor, 8 Days of Hope, was helping them. So they came to his house and they would say, "You help anybody?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, the lady across the street has some trees down and one of them is into her roof pretty good." And they literally came to my door and said, "Miss Marcy," they called my name. And they said, "We're here to help."
When I first went out and looked, I seen a branch broke off of this tree until I opened that door and I looked over there and I said, "Oh my God, look, all my trees are down."
Well, we had started work yesterday morning about a mile up the road, and about the time we were getting everybody started working, a gentleman drove up in a pickup and asked if he could get some help for his neighbor. He said Mr. Hebert was a deacon in the church here and was 85 years old, and he didn't have any insurance, and he could sure use some help. And we talked to Mr. Hebert, and we found that a couple years ago his wife got sick, and as her sickness progressed, it came down to a choice between either paying for her medicine or paying the insurance on the house.
Yeah, I had insurance, but I got to where I couldn't afford it no more. With the cars and the house, business wasn't very good, and I don't get much Social Security. And my wife was sick, and she had to have a lot of medicine and stuff. And I just got to the point where I just couldn't afford it. I had to drop it. I hated to, but I had to.
The volunteers that came here to serve me were the most incredible people I have ever met. I mean, they came in, from the first person that came to my house, said, "Miss Marcy." I'm like, "You know me?" Like, "Yeah, we're here to help." And they said, "We're gonna take care of it, we're gonna make it look like it never happened." I'm like, "That's impossible," if you could see the before pictures. And they came in and they were so kind. We started with prayer, and I mean, they treated my home like it was their home.
We got here this morning and immediately our team leader went in and invited Mr. Hebert to come out so we can pray, and we got in a circle and we prayed a prayer of just good, safe work and to continue the work that we're doing to help him clean up his mess after the storm.
I just thank them all. I really do from the bottom of my heart. Because I don't know what I'd done without y'all doing this.
Keep on doing what you do. Thank you for donating to this wonderful organization, because without them, I hate to use the word hopeless, but it was pretty close to that, and they gave me hope. So they are literally the 8 days of hope, for real, because 8 days ago I didn't have much hope, but today I can breathe, I can finally breathe. And cry.